We're dissecting sharks today, folks. You ready? These are dogfish sharks, and they were caught as bycatch, which is really important for us to look at as fisheries scientists. And yes, I did dress up for this occasion. I had a male, which can be determined by these two pieces here. They're called claspers, what the males use to clasp onto females during intercourse. Then after an external examination, I cut off a piece of skin because one of the things that makes sharks sharks are their placoid scales. They're almost teeth-like scales. Another thing are the ampullae of Lorenzini. They're sensory sacs that are filled with jelly, and you can squeeze the jelly out. Then it was time to actually cut into my shark. Now, sharks are fish, and all fish organs are pretty much set up the same way. So once you know the order of one fish's organs, you know the order of them all. So right after the heart, which is very small, located by the gills, we'll see it later in this video, is the liver. What I'm touching right now, the liver, falls to each side. Now I'm pulling up the stomach, and remember, this was caught as bycatch, so there are things in the stomach. Those, gonads. The gonads of sharks are up by their throat. I ended up cutting into the stomach so that we could determine what type of fishery accidentally caught these sharks. And there was an entire fish still in the stomach, and because of that, we were able to determine it was a pollock fishery. Now, this is not the pollock tail, this is the shark's tail. I cut into it so we could look at the very unique musculature that sharks have. Now, here's when things got interesting. One of my classmates had a female, so we cut into the ovaries so that we could examine the eggs. And to describe the texture of the eggs is quite difficult. It almost felt like raw gnocchi dough. You'll see me press my thumb into it, and it sort of held that shape. And these sharks are ovoviviparous. There's some more liver for you, but basically their eggs hatch internally and then they give live birth. So that's kind of what a juvenile would look like internally. Opposed to this, which comes from an egg-laying shark, that's called a mermaid's purse. Now here's the heart. Remember how I told you it was very small, and this is a cross-section of the brain. You can see the gills and the olfactory senses. Very interesting. At the end of the day though, don't worry, everything was composted.